Hello, part 2 of our stream tonight. I think we've upset somebody. So if you just joined us and you're wondering what the heck's going on, well, I can assure you that for whatever reason, I've had to post a new link. So we're just waiting for people to join us. I'm hoping that people can still wait, see, and do us. Just a minute. I'm going to close off the old chat, as it were. And see if we can get things back on, back online, as it were. Yeah. Oh, hang on, just a minute. I'm going to see if we can do this now. This is all messages are. Here we go. Hello again. I've got you now. Right. Bear with me just while I have to do a little bit of tweaking now. Pop out chat. Yes, and then this will appear on my screen. Then I know where I am. Remember to keep the lights coming. Remember to keep the lights coming while I sort this little problem out as we are. Normal service will be resumed as soon as possible. Right, okay. I think we're just about ready now to get the usual screen up. Hopefully. And the problem is I'm having to do all this and drive the blasted thing as well. So let me try and get on the screen up here. There should be all these... Right, okay. Let's just see if I can get this this chat on the screen, because at the moment I can see it, but you can't. Basically speaking, let me just see if we can do it now. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. Well, is it that one then? No, it's not. That ain't it. That's me. Or it just goes to show. Just goes to show how it sometimes works, doesn't it? Never mind. Listen, don't worry about that. I can still see the chat. So let's go to we'll go to this one. Listen, this is thank you. This is the scary one. Anyway, we're halfway through the anagram. Let us move on because yeah, we're back. I'm sorry about that. Ghost of Christmas Past has obviously got the hump. Thank you, Russet. I like that one. Or willow. Come on back. Just as I was getting everybody comfortable as well. Yeah. And Alan Kropp saying, I didn't want to know the answer to the anagram. Anyway, don't worry. We're still doing the anagram. In fact, what we'll do now, just while we're doing all that, there we go. In case you haven't had a go at it so far, it's a hard one tonight. But... Mrs. G's got it, but not until she pulled a couple of my toenails out. But she's got it anyway. And the fact that she got rid of some letters she shouldn't have. Weren't that right? Yeah. Anyway, pre-select schoolmate voltage. You got to break this one down. First of all, you got to break it down to the village. Find the village. Okay, then look at the clue and stuff. You're going to learn something tonight. Okay. But I don't think anyone's going to get this tonight. So I'm just leaving it on the screen just a few moments longer. So there you go. All right. There we go. Pre-select schoolmate voltage calculated to be dwellings of historic interesting. So you know it's something historic. There is a clue there. If you know a little bit of I nearly gave it away then. If you do know this village's history, but the village is extremely close to the town, so it's not far away. Okay, so have another go at that. Yes, good. Now seeing that we were cut off in our bit of a seeing that we were put off a little bit there, we can get back to it now. Obviously, there was something in there that wasn't liked. Wasn't aware of it, but I'm sorry if we've caused any problem there. We'll carry on because we've got a Noseh. We've got a Noseh coming up as well. Here on HDPP in just literally a few moments time. So we're just waiting for everybody else to get back in the chat room so we can see who's what and doing what. Anyway, so with that in mind, as I say, we're going to look at Christmas Past. Now, the interesting thing will be, actually I've just had a little sneaky idea. I wonder if I can do it. I don't know. Oh, look, Maureen Harris has just come in as well. They're all late tonight, then got cut off. Yes, I know. I was cut off in my prime, Mrs. I really was. She said, I thought I'd bust it. No, you've not bust it. No. She's saying, just to say, hope you all have a great Christmas. That's fine. Hang around because we're having a bit of fun tonight. A bit of an open house. We've got the Christmas music on. We've been cut off once, so let's See how long we can last this time. Okay. Right, here we go then. So we're going to go and have a Christmas Christmas nosy this year. Although it's probably not so much seasonal, but I know hopefully Steve is back with us. Let's go and have a nosy. Steve's latest nosy on Let's Explore. Here it comes.
Dave moaning at me in a minute. You watch. Victor Meldrew. What the bloody hell was all this about then? Hello, Ayo and I diddling. My name is Steve, and once again it's a great big warm welcome from myself to Let's Explore. Right then, first things first, before we go any further, if you are indeed listening to this, you will be thinking to yourself straight away, bloody hell, he sounds a bit echoey, doesn't he? Where is he? Where is he? Well, I'll tell you where I am. I am in a nice hot bath because it's bloody freezing out there, and I tell you what, I'm sick of it already. Bring back the 40 degrees like we had in the summer. It's great though, killing two birds with one stone here, ain't I? Editing a video and having a nice hot bath. You can't fault that, can you? Right then, moving swiftly on. So as you can see there, we've got a Ordnance Survey map courtesy of the National Library of Scotland. Now this is a map that was surveyed in 1883 and it was published in 1884. And what we're looking at here is the South Nottinghamshire village of Bunny. Now, me and Bunny go way back, to be honest with you, because when I was about 8 or 9 years old, that was the first time I discovered the village of Bunny, because we went on a school trip with the primary school, and we went through this place, and it said, welcome to Bunny. And of course, you know, I was at that age, I'd read a load of Beatrix Potter books and all that, Peter Rabbit and all that jazz, Jemima Puddle Duck. Do you know what I mean? And so I had visions of, you know, Flopsy and Bopsy, you know, up in here, there and everywhere on the village green. But no, Bunny is actually, it's actually in the Doomsday Book, Bunny is, and it was actually spelt Bonai, or perhaps pronounced Bonai actually, spelt B-O-N-E-I, according to Wikipedia in the Doomsday Book of 1086. And so basically that means a reedy island, something like that. So the area itself may have been very marshy back then, I imagine anyway. So yeah, very interesting. So Bunny then, like most villages up and down the UK, has got some sort of hall or large manor house. And you know, the original hall in Bunny, I think, was built in the late 1500s. I'm not quite certain on that. By Richard Parkins, spelt P-A-R-K-Y-N-S. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. And then around about in the 1720s, it went under renovation. And then in the 1820s, it went under further renovation by further memory of his family down the line. And today's video, of course, is a bit similar to one that we made a couple of videos ago. It's about water houses. Now, we went and found a water house a few weeks back, didn't we, that was connected to Cork Abbey in South Derbyshire, and what a great water house it was. Now in today's video we go and locate two more. Now I was hoping to find three, but I couldn't find the third one. The third one we actually tried to find after the first one, but we were actually pushed for time in today's video, and I wish I'd have, you know, walked about a bit more to try and find it. There was actually another water house down by the village brook, but after looking on Google Earth in the morning before we went out, I couldn't actually see it, so therefore I didn't bother going looking for it, because it had to be a quick nosy today for this video. Right, so before we go and find the first water house, that being this one that you're looking at now on this 1883 Ordnance Survey map, this one that you're looking at is actually, it's actually mentioned on the internet. There's not a photograph of it that I can find, but it's actually a listed building. I think they listed it in the 1960s. Now this water house was built in the early 18th century, so the early 1700s. There isn't a date on this water house, but the second one that we'll go and find in the video, which is a much more impressive building than this, and I don't know if it is actually listed, the second one, It's actually got a date on it of 1701, so I'm going to assume that this was built around about either the same time or thereabouts, because it is early 18th century. Now, I think it was actually built by Thomas Parkins, an ancestor of Richard, who I think was born in the 1660s and died around about 1740. I'm not quite sure. I'll write it on the screen now. Anyway, without any further ado, let's stop yakking on and banging on about it, because I know you're all itching to go for a noseh, as I am. Come on, let's go and shiver his timbers off, shall we? Right then, so here we are, back by popular demand. Everybody's favourite tribal elder, Delighted Dave.
Good morning.
I tell you what, everybody's favourite head of hair, I tell you what, he's gone up in my estimations. Do you know why? He must be one of the hardest men I know, or one of the daftest people I know. I'm not sure, because he keeps going wild swimming, don't you, Rob?
Yeah.
Stony Cove. Stony Cove. I mean, I quite fancy the idea, to be honest with you, but not when it's freezing, mate. I know what you're saying about the water not being as cold as the outside, but when you got your budgie smugglers on in that environment, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, do you know what I mean? And hey, look who else we've got. The pissed up priest. I tell you what, we've missed Steve. Well, to be fair though, Dave, we've missed Steve and Rob, haven't we?
Oh, definitely.
But there's a ridge up there. Of course, we're on the outskirts of Bunny, South Nottinghamshire, as I've already told you. And I tell you what, it ain't half cold. At least the ground's hard anyway. I don't know, why do we do this stuff, Dave?
Oh, I don't know. We're just mad, aren't we?
Well, we ain't right, are we?
No. But we're here, and that's it.
But we'll go and see if we can find these water houses anyway. I can see why they're up here, because it's high up. You're above Bunny, so I'm sliding about. That's how frosty it is. Right, let's go and have a look. Right, so amazingly then, we've found it, haven't we, David?
Yes, we found it.
We have. It's ain't half cold, isn't it?
Yeah, the cold don't keep us away. Cold, you young ones don't know what cold is. During the war, they were that cold, the flame of my life was froze.
What do you reckon to that? Very interesting. Very peculiar, fascinating structure. Is it open? It says. Yeah. Yeah, it is a water house. It's fantastic. I mean, at this moment in time, it's certainly not a water house anymore. I'm pretty sure it's grade listed, you know. I'm pretty sure it is.
There's an archway in. Oh, but
No, that brickwork's nice up there. That's really nice. Great little structure. In fact, got some melted brick there. So is it a water house? No, I'm sure it's a water house. I'm sure it is. Lovely this, isn't it? Look at that. Great details. Maybe there was some sort of equipment in here once. I really don't know. This is one of 3 that we're hoping to find. Now, one of them, I don't know if it's there anymore. I'm pretty sure the other one is. But yeah. Nice, isn't it, that? So as I mentioned earlier, this particular water house was listed in the 1960s. Now, for a property to become listed, it doesn't have to be the property as a whole. It can be just a simple feature of a property that makes it listed. And with this water house, I think it might be the roof, you know. I'm not certain about that. But the roof is very interesting, I noticed. And when I got there, I just thought it was tile. When I went inside it and looked up, as you seen earlier, it's all brick. And as Steve pointed out, he called it plinth-style brickwork. But it looks like a little pyramid, and I think that's why it's been listed. In this escarpment here, in this woodland that sits quite high above Bunny, hopefully there'll be 2 more. There's at least 1 more to see, I'm pretty sure of it. So let's follow the path round and go for a noseh. I tell you what, you can't see it on camera. It's really steep gradient walking up here. And I can see why they've chosen this area. You know, they've found springs here and they've taken the water
they've got the advantage of gravity, haven't they, to get the water down to Bunny Hall, you know, back in the day. I'll have Dave moaning at me in a minute, you watch. Victor Meldrew. What the bloody hell was all this about then?
I don't believe it!
What is it?
Middle Earth.
Middle Earth, yeah, I feel like Bilbo Ballbaggins or something like that, do you know what I mean? Right.
Bilbo Sackbaggins.
Right, so anyway, we digress. So the second one we're looking for, if it's still here, we're abandoning it because it's very heavy brush and we are limited on time today. I'll tell you what, lads, I'm glad it's warmed up. I don't know if it's warmed up a bit or we've warmed up because we've walked up this steep hill.
I think we've warmed all of Bunny up.
Warmed all of Bunny up? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Bunny boiler. All right, Meryl Streep. Do you know what I mean? Right, so... Hey?
The hair. It could be Meryl Streep with his hair.
I don't know about that, mate.
No, it's Tarzan, isn't he?
You'd be in trouble if I was.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you would be. And I'd find it a bit strange as well, walking around the woods with... Anyway, never mind. Right, so after a lot of terracing about all over the Ocker, we found the main one. And it's big, it's an impressive structure. And you know by now, well, we're not going in it, Dave. It looks like it's got a newish door on it. But we only want to have a look anyway. I mean, I'm just in love with these structures. I just absolutely love them. And, you know, what you're looking at here, it's a piece of history, you know. It's amazing. Just look at that. That's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Waterhouse. It's beautiful, mate, gorgeous. Right, so the amazing thing about this structure is this. 1701, just look at that. Now something's gone off in the past because it says May 1978 up there as well, so they've done a bit of structural work. Now, you've got the spring here, look. I mean, this is amazing. What a find. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Look at this. This was worth getting up for and getting lost in... What? Is it? I'm not surprised, mate. Let's have a look. Ain't you brought your camera with you?
No, I've got my phone.
It will be, mate. It's proper spring water. All right. You'll make sure we'll put the door back on when we... Oh, yes. Oh, that's pretty, that is. Look at that. So, yeah, crystal clear. And they've got a bit of a... There's an outlet pipe outside, and they've got a filter on there, look. So this is... It's gin clear, pretty much, this water. Well, apart from the dust that's settled on the top. This is stunning, folks. 1701. Wow. That's incredible. So this structure, of course, we found the first one down the bottom of the hill, outside the woodland. There was one in between that, but we couldn't find it. It's just started snowing as well. And this one's at the top, so I think they may be all connected, or they're on top of separate springs. I'm not really sure, but 1701 this baby was built. It's fantastic, and as one of the chaps has just pointed out, got some old equipment here, look. So it's got the old style riveting on it, some sort of tank, maybe for to make the water pure or something. I really don't know, I'm just theorising there. Same again here, rotting away, but that's incredible, that is. I mean, a lot of you might watch these videos and think, and maybe not share my enthusiasm, I'm not sure, but that's amazing. The fact we could look in it as well, but we'll make sure we'll put the door back. Bit of structural damage there, bit of a crack in the brickwork, but I hadn't planned a video today, so I'm struggling to talk. I'm that cold. I didn't plan a video today, and I was scouring the land, and I thought, South Nottinghamshire, what we got there? Because this is my old mate Rob Beers' stamping ground. This is round here. He's from Keam, a few miles away, and seeing all this on the old maps, found out it was still here. I could see it from above on Google Earth. So
May 1978.
amazing. Right, so unfortunately that's it for today's video, and I hope you've enjoyed that. This was a real surprise. I knew it was there, but I didn't know it was 1701 constructed. I mean, that's fantastic. It has had some remedial work done over the years, of course. You know, they've put a bit of a date on there, May 1978, weren't it, I think? But
Yeah.
really surprised about that, Dave.
Brilliant. And
Yeah.
it's Christmas, it's snowing.
Yeah, it is snowing, yeah.
It's snowing.
Yeah,
here.
it looks really picturesque. Could have been nice. This would be a beautiful little spot in the summer, this would, wouldn't
Oh,
it?
yeah, we'll be back.
Absolutely stunning. But
Swimming there, Rob.
yeah, you could have gone and got all your clothes off in there and had a spa treatment for you. That would, wouldn't it? Anyway.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Rob's spa treatment.
Yeah. Absolutely, really pretty as well. That, I can't get over that. Yeah. These are my favourite things to find. These are. Dave just said, well done on finding that, but that's what happens when you scour the maps. You find stuff like this, you know. Anyway, it's 321-year-old.
321 years
Yeah,
old.
1701.
And still working.
Yeah, incredible. Well, that spring will never die out. That's been here since the earth, I imagine.
And the post offices weren't like this.
Yeah, anyway, it's been great to see Rare Rob again. I'm sure all your fans will be in touch. Woo, Rob!
Rob, friends, ooh.
Mr. Steve Follows, aka the Walkabout Wazzock, aka the Pissed Up Priest. Why do we call him that? We're not telling you. And hey, everybody's favourite tribal elder, Delighted Dave. You heard it here first. Anyway, it's a goodbye from me. It's a goodbye from him. It's a goodbye from him. And
it's a ta-ta from me.
And it's a ta-ta from him. See you later. Adios, folks.
And there we go. Steve. Oh, look, I still haven't got me chatting. Never mind. Hang on. Listen, I'm going to be getting closer shortly. Now then, so, what can I say? Jopolis, apologise. It seems there was an E missing out the anagram. I'm sorry, I didn't know the word until we double checked. Well, you might know, Clever Clogs, Mr. Denny, said, I can get it if I've got another S. I said, no, you can't have another E. And then we double checked. Mrs. G said, actually, so anyway, yes, so there was an E missing, which is consequently meant some people are now getting the anagram completely, although you've probably got a good... You could have got a good inkling without that extra E, but it's there now. So so just in case, so add another E to it. Let me just show you. Just add another E. It doesn't matter where you put it. It doesn't matter. But it would appear that a couple of people have now got the anagram proper. But like I say, it seems to be missing an E. So David Blower, if you're still with us, there you go. Also, it was interesting to note that that. While we're watching that last Noseh, by the way, what I noticed, I thought that puts me. I know it's in a water house, and we could see in the second building that that Steve visited that there was water in it, obviously, but that was good. That other building, though, I don't know. I couldn't make my mind up about that. But anyway, both buildings put me in mind of the Dovecote at Aston Flamville. Did you not think? I mean, and it's around the same time, Maybe we ought to get Mr. Noseh, Steve, if you're still watching, come over and do a nosy at our Dovecote down at Aston Flamville. I mean, that's always interesting when you go by there. It's a super little place, is Aston Flamville. Okay, lovely. Well, everyone seems to be enjoying that, so well done. Christmas time it is. Yes, Carol B's. Yes, I thought so too, yes. We're going to be asking you to put the answers in a few moments' time. Not just yet, hang on just a few moments. So we can do that. Now listen, what I wanted to say also is that the other night, it was Monday night actually, out as myself, and not in my HDPP banner, but I went out to do a talk with Simon Grant, and we went to talk to the Sapcot WI, and we were talking all about, I'm ready for this, get ready, we went to talk all about Panto. Oh yes we did. Oh no you didn't. I heard that, yeah. And we had a lovely night with the ladies of the Sapcot WI, and I was talking about my Panto days. long time ago, and it seems it was a great success. They loved it. So I talked about what I used to do. Simon talked about his role of playing Dame, what inspired him to play Dame, and we had a great bit of fun, and it was super. And we're going to have to do it again then, shan't we? Because we've been asked to do that talk sometime in the new year. I think it's the back end of next year, believe it or not. So it was nice to go back and visit the Panto days. In fact, there was a time when I was thinking of showing you some of my Panto bits. Like, oh no, I'm not going to show you my Panto bits, missus. No, I'm not going to do that. Not this time of year, anyway. So there we go. So listen, let's get to the anagram answer then. Okay, then. So I'll put it back on the screen now. You can put. I know John Denny's already cut and pasted. I know he has. But with the with that, here we go. Look, let's see who comes first. Pre-select schoolmate voltage. The clue was calculated to be dwellings of historic interest. We missed an E out just to see if he was all paying attention. You are. Right. So, that's what it is. Let's see who gets it right. Who gets it right first? Let's have a look then. See who's going to come through on the chat room first. As I say, I can't show you the chat room at the minute. I know why, but it's easy just to blag it on. So we're waiting. Put your answer up. Yes, John. I said he'd copy and paste it, didn't I? Yeah. John Denny first with Lovelace Cottages, Elmsthorpe. You see, calculated to be historic dwellings. Calculated. Ada Lovelace. Yeah. I just give these things away, and I mean, but you got it. Even if I drop a letter out, you see. And also, well done, Dennis Perkins. Also got Lovelace Cottages. Carol Beasley said, not got a clue. I've not got a clue. I really haven't. John Dennis said, typed it after last week's incident. David answered, I've got no idea. It doesn't matter. But what you have to remember is we try and shine a bit of light on heritage and the idea behind the Lovelace Cottages. So named from Ada Lovelace, so on. And also, they burnt down, the roofs all got burnt off in a nasty fire. And now they're still there today, but they've got, something like a slated roof on today as well. Yes, and thank you very much to Alan Crobb, who's been doing a bit of Googling. Waterhouse, a building which a head of water is forced up, as from a well, and is retained in a reservoir for convenience of pipes. Good, right. Pat Galloway, I've never heard of them, referring to the Lovelace Cottages. Right, what I suggest you do, in fact, what I'll try and do, if I can, I'm going to try and be really, really clever now. I don't know if I can do it or not, but I'm going to have a go. If I go to our group now, which I'm now looking at on my screen, and if I type Lovelace Cottages, right, Lovelace Cottages, okay, let's see, we should be able to, here comes a picture. Now, what I'm going to try and do, ladies and gentlemen, is put it over onto this screen, if I've got it about right, which I don't know whether I have, but just a minute, I'm going to try and show you this. Hang on, I think it'll come up on here, will it not? No, my picture's gone, you can't see it. No, there's Noseh. Okay, we're back at the green screen again. I should be able to have shown you the actual picture of the Lovelace Cottages. Obviously, as I'm looking down my list to be able to show you these things, it ain't a doing it, which is a bit of a nuisance. Never mind. Oh, that's a shame. Go onto the group, search for Lovelace Cottages, and you will see a picture of the Lovelace Cottages. They're on the main drag through Elmsthorpe, just down on the left-hand side before you get to the railway bridge. Okay, that's where we are with the Lovelace Cottages. Indeed, yeah. Now then, Dave B, never heard of them. Doesn't matter, but now you know. Now you know, you see. Okay then, fair enough. And once again, I said tonight might be a bit of a stinker, because I make them too easy. So I started dropping letters out to make them harder. And it seems to... It does seem to work as well, doesn't it? You've got to be honest, it really, really does. Now, so... in a week's time, Christmas, well, this time next week, it'll be Christmas night. What's your plans for the night? Are you just staying with the family? Is it going to be quiet, or are you going to have a load of people around? What's it going to be like for you? Well, It's going to be quiet here, I think, actually. Got a bit of a week ahead, to be totally honest. But anyway, and we're also should be probably having the grandchildren over one more time before Christmas as well. And of course, they're getting a bit excitable now. I think even the little one is beginning to sense something's going on, you know. So, we hope that you can have a lovely Christmas. Let me remind you about a couple of things also in the new year. In January, we've got a guest speaker at the first social night of 2023. So why not come along and see what that's all about? It's all about the shoemaking industry of Barwell. That's going to be a nice little chat. And then, of course, in February, we have got our usual presentation night. And all being well, I'm going to try and organise another evening with Joseph Barsby and the Sellers team. That's probably going to be around about March time, I think. So we'll be doing that as well. Wow, it's all busy, you know. Pat Galloway said, next week, he said, I'll be in bed as I'm at work on Boxing Day. Well, thank you, mate. I mean, people that go out have to do work around Christmas time. It is appreciated anyway, mate. So well done indeed. So that just about wraps our stream. But we've had a bit of fun tonight, haven't we? What with the stream being halted, and then this is part 2. It really has been quite strange. We hope that you've enjoyed it and spending your time with Hinckley District past and present all the way through. I've just noticed that the curb, where the curb is tonight, I've just missed them. Alan Crop, where are the Kirby's tonight? Can you tell me? I'll just wait for that to come up on the screen. That's unusual because I was talking to Jan and Mike in church yesterday and they said, yeah, we'll see you there, we'll be there. Just curious where they are, that's all. I bet they've nodded off in front of the telly. Anyway, we hope, Sue and I and the rest of the HDPP team, hope that you have a lovely Christmas, a peaceful Christmas and a wonderful, happy New Year. Let's face it, we all need some good cheer for the new year. Alan Crops just said, I don't know where they are. I did text them at the start. They've obviously had a better offer, Alan. That's what it is anyway. So, from me, Paul, and everybody here at HDPP, thank you very much. Have a lovely, wonderful Christmas. And as I say, we'll be back on New Year's night. New Year's night, yeah. And if you want to leave your greetings there, although not many people can see them live on the screen without the chat, but hey, doesn't matter really. It's been lovely being with you. Take care and see you next year. Remember to keep it HDPP, to keep it live. Happy Christmas. Bye-bye. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Oh, dear, my head's spinning. Oh, dear. Well, time to put your feet up, gardener. That's what I say now. Nobody's watching, are they? Oh, God, blimey. So, this is the part of the programme I can put my feet up, and I have, look. There you are, that's my foot. Oh, blimey. That was a good one, wasn't it? Fancy being cut off in your prime, but there you go. So I thought, now we've sort of finished, say, we're done for Christmas, etc., etc. Let us finish the evening with a few daddiest jokesius, because we never talk about this part of the programme, do we? So I thought I'd show you, have a few of these. These are the ones to put a smile on your face for Christmas, hopefully. All right, okay. Here we go. So, my wife said I should do lunges to stay in shape. Now, that'd be a big step forward. Yeah, like it. Like it. Not bad for a starter. Why do fathers take an extra pair of socks when they go golfing? In case they get a hole in one. And I like this one too. Singing in the shower is fun until you get soap in your mouth. Then it becomes a soap opera. Now a clever, thank you. Now a clever play on words. What do a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common? They're both parasites. Parasites. Maybe not. What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Sophisticated. How do you follow Will Smith in the snow? You follow the Fresh Prince. Yeah, nearly there. Nearly there. 2 more to go. Yes, stop it. If April showers bring Mayflowers, what do Mayflowers bring? Pilgrims. Love it. And finally, I thought the dryer was shrinking my clothes. Turns out it was the refrigerator all along. Take care. See you in the new year. Until then.